Hi Gen Xers, are you ready for retirement? The studies say you may not be. So we're going to talk about ways you can get prepared for retirement now, even if you're just getting started in your 50s. Why should you listen to me? I'm not a financial expert. I don't have a special skill, but I did have a super mom in the financial arena. My mom was an accountant, and my parents planned very well for their retirement. They are in their 80s now, and they have more money now than they did when they retired. And they retired at 55. So they were able to retire early and live a leisurely life. And my mom passed those skills on to me. So I just did what she has always said to do. And I started at age 23 because she pushed me to open up my first retirement accounts. So I'm going to tell you what I did, but then we're also going to talk about what can you do if you're not starting until your 40s, your 50s, hopefully not your 60s, but if you're 60s, you got to start somewhere, because even if you're starting late, it's better than not starting at all. I wanted to do this video because I'm worried about my Gen X friends. I've been speaking to them for many years now, probably 10, 15 years, and I ask them, what are you doing for retirement? This is a subject that comes up, I think, in your mind when you hit about 40. What should I do to make sure that I'm ready for retirement? Now, some people choose not to think about it and stick their head in the sand. But I would say that that's a mistake, that you need to plan now. I have read that Gen Xers are not ready for retirement. Only 48% of Gen Xers think that they have enough savings to retire. And there are studies after studies that show this, but is it true? I have talked to some of my friends, and I think it is true. I would say that it's even more true than that. Gen Xers are really not prepared for retirement in general. And most Gen Xers know they're going to need about 1.5 million in retirement in order to be comfortable. How do you know if you're a Gen Xer? You were born between 1965 and 1980. I was born in 1969, and I started planning for my retirement when I was 23 years old. So why is it that nearly half of Gen Xers are not ready for retirement? We seem to be caught up in the sandwich generation, where many of us are taking care of our aging parents, and we're still taking care of our children who are now adults but are in college, or they have expenses that they cannot cover themselves. So instead of saving for retirement, we are spending money on those two generations. If you are 50 years old, your life expectancy is 30 years, which means you will die at around 80 on average if you're a man. If you're a woman, it's a little longer, it's 33 years, and you will die around 83 on average. So do you have enough money in your retirement account? Have you started a retirement account? If you have not, it's not too late, but it will be a little bit harder. And we're going to talk about the steps you need to take. I started planning for retirement when I was 23 years old. I'm 55 now, so I have over 30 years of investment experience. My parents were ordinary middle-class people. My dad had a blue-collar job. My mom was an accountant. She learned all the skills of a CPA, she would say, while she worked in that field for her entire life. If you would like to retire someday, you need to start now. So let's get to it. No one is going to bail you out of this problem except yourself. And you know what? When you bail yourself out, you are going to feel good about it. You're going to gain confidence, and then you're going to want to do even more. The first thing you need to do is set up automatic payments. You need to have that money being sucked out of your bank accounts every month, whether you think about it or not. I set up my Roth IRA, and I had auto deposits taken out of my bank account and put into my retirement accounts. I never even thought about it. And right now, you need to max it out. You can put $8,000 a year in once you turn 50, so you need to do the math and every month put that amount in your IRA. The next thing you need to do is get your 401k set up with your employer if you have that opportunity. If your employer will match your contributions, you need to max that out as well. That is free money. And once you turn 50, you're eligible for what is called catch-up contributions. What that means is this year, savers who are at or above the age of 50 can put away an extra $7,500 in their 401k. There's a 401(b) and most 457 plans, as well as their federal thrift savings plan, for a total of $30,500 in 2024. If you don't have that much money, don't worry about it. There's other ways to put money away. Retirement savers 50 and above can put an extra $1,000 a year in their IRA for a cap of $8,000 a year, starting in 2024. One of the most important things you can do is get a job or a side hustle. Many people are doing this. It's easier than ever. You can have your regular job and you can do something like dog sitting at your house for $50 a night. And you can do up to, I believe it's 5 dogs without having any kind of special license. You can find your clients on the internet. The person who takes care of my dog when I'm out of town does this. She'll have 3 to 5 dogs at a time, and she's making a ton of extra money. The internet is full of side hustle job ideas. Go check it out. Look up side hustles. You will find a ton and see what works for you. You need to ramp up your earnings now. Full disclosure here, I am not a financial advisor. I am just somebody who had a lot to learn from their mother and wanted to pass it on to you. Sometimes our mothers know best. If you enjoyed this video, please hit subscribe, give me a thumbs up. You need to stop buying expensive cars with loans. You need to stop maxing out your credit cards. You need to stop spending money on things you don't need. You need to stop living as though you have money. Many people do this to live the American dream. And I know this is kind of a bummer, but you just need to stop. You don't need a brand new car. You can buy a car that is 10 years old. You don't need the brand new clothes. It's probably just a repeat of what you've already bought anyway. So you just need to stop spending money you don't have. Credit cards and loans will kill you. The interest rates, especially now, are going to kill you. You're going to pay so much more for that item if you put it on a credit card or in a loan. You need to pay off all your consumer debt, car debt, college loans that are yours or your children's, or you need to turn over your children's loans to themselves. They can pay them off. You are not required to pay for your child's college education. In fact, I would say take that money and put it all into your retirement. You will be doing them a great favor if you are financially set and they don't have to take care of you. It is a much better thing for them to not have to take care of you than it is for you to pay for their college. They can pay their college off. They can also pay for their own cell phones. They can pay their own rent. They can pay for their own car insurance. These are the things you need to start letting them do. I know it's hard, but maybe they are going to have to make tough decisions. Maybe they have to move somewhere that is less expensive. This is what it means to be an adult. They need to start paying their own bills, and they will thank you. I am so thankful I do not have to pay for my parents' livelihood. My parents gave me that great gift, and I want to give that same gift to my child, and I recommend that you give your child that gift. You need to show your children you have confidence that they can pay their own bills, and they can. They truly can. I know it's hard, but they will find a way. They will do it. In fact, they'll probably find a side hustle. They'll probably find one that makes a lot of money. They're better at this than we are. The next thing you can do is you need to start a small business, even if it only brings in $1,000 a month, because from there it can grow. So find something that you want to do and do it, and start small. Don't dump a bunch of money into the business. First, just make your first few dollars and then grow it from there. If you are a couple living on one income, you both need to be working. There's no more of this stay at home, one person's going to be at home, not working, taking care of the kids or whatever. If you're in your 50s and you are still staying at home, you need to get a job. You haven't planned for retirement. Now it's time to get a job and make some money. It's great that you got to stay home while your kids were small. That was so wonderful, but now it's time to work. If you own your home, it is time to downsize. And take that extra money to start a business. Take that extra money and put it into a retirement account. You don't need your big giant house anymore. It's time to downsize. Downsize to something that's easier to clean, easier to take care of. Perhaps it's on one level in case as you get older, stairs become a problem. This is something you can easily do if you already own a home. If you own a home that's large and you could downsize, you are lucky. Try to buy a home that you can completely pay off. Now, that might mean you have to move. You may have to move to a state that is less expensive. but it's worth it if you have the security of having a home that is paid off, and you can take the rest of that money and put it into retirement accounts that will grow. You also need to check out your Social Security and figure out what kind of money they're going to be sending you when you retire. It's just good to know where you're at with that one. You need to stop ignoring this problem. Ignoring this problem is not going to make it go away. Doing something about it is going to empower you, and you will feel strong once you start. You will feel confident that you can do this. You can take control of your life. You need to wrap your brain around the fact that you're going to work longer than you thought. You're probably not going to retire when you're 65, and that's okay. Having a job keeps your skills up. It keeps your brain active. It keeps you engaged with the world. It keeps you up on technology, which is moving fast. If you find a job you enjoy, you're going to like working. What are you going to do if you retire at 65? What are you going to do? I think that you're going to find it could be a little bit boring. I think people over fantasize about how wonderful it is to retire. Kind of reset your mind. Think about how fun it would be to start a business in your 50s that is successful, and in your 60s, you're still enjoying doing it. And you've created this thing that's making money, and you'll be okay. Think about how much fun you're gonna have making money. It's way more fun than sitting around wondering what you're gonna do every day. I don't know, watching TV. Stop fantasizing about retired life being this thing that I don't know what people think it is. I will say my parents, they retired early, and they had some challenges with that because most of the people they knew weren't retired. So they were in their 50s hanging out with retired people in their 70s and 80s, and they didn't really expect that. So in fact, when my dad retired, he took up a part-time job that he enjoyed because he needed something to do. So really retiring early didn't actually get them what they thought. They weren't traveling the world. They didn't have so much extra money that they could just do whatever they wanted. They still had to live, a normal life. So he found that working was actually fun. And it was a different job than he had previously, but it was fun for him. So there you go. He did it for about 4 or 5 years, I think. I have faith that you can take control of your life. You can do this. We can all do this, and we'll be okay. I just hope that this video helped you to get your mind thinking about it, because I really have worried about my friends in this Gen X sort of age group. And I think it's time that we kind of get off the ball and realize retirement is coming sooner than we think. Think about how fast the last 20 years have gone by. Well, the next 20 years are going to go by even faster. So we just need to get off our butts and do something. Any ideas you have in the comments below. I'd love to hear your retirement ideas, your retirement side hustles, anything that will help someone else in our age group get ready. If you enjoyed this video, please hit subscribe, give me a thumbs up. Watch this one next. Bye-bye.